These loaded taco fries are guaranteed to make you fall in love with flexible macro dieting. So I'm going to show you how to do this with a fresh sweet potato. You can also use a russet potato, not a big deal. Or if you really want to save time, you can just use the frozen sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, not a big deal. The differences between sweet potato and russet potato are so minuscule in terms of nutrients. But personally, for the most part, I try to switch to sweet potato. But again, if you hate them and you want to do regular, it's really not a big deal. Don't let anyone discourage you otherwise. You're going to make your matchsticks about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. Now, make note of when I put these on the scale. This is before they're cooked. This is known as the raw weight. So notice that these sweet potatoes, they're 336 grams weighed raw. As you see me switch units on my scale, you can see that it's 11.9 ounces. So it's nearly 12 ounces of raw sweet potato. So just make note of that. I'm going to come back to that at the end of the recipe. For this recipe, I also did a regular russet potato too. So you can see this is 289 grams or about 10.2 ounces. That's very important if you log and track your food that you log the raw weight, because after I get done cooking these, they're going to weigh less, yet they'll have the same nutrient and caloric density. All right, let's get to cooking. So now you're going to spread these out over your baking pan. You're going to first add olive oil. Drizzle very lightly over the entire potatoes. Probably used about a little over a tablespoon, if anything, on this whole entire thing. So don't do too much. A lot goes a long way. Now you're going to add garlic to your preference, paprika to your preference, black pepper to your preference, and of course salt to your preference. So don't go too crazy on the salt, all right? Now you're ready to mix this evenly with your hands. With the olive oil already on there and the spices, you're going to mix until everything's coated. Then make sure they're not stacked up before you bake them, so make sure they're flat all the way across the pan. You're going to bake on 380 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes depending on how many potatoes you got going. While those are cooking, you're going to start your taco beef. It's going to be really simple. Spray your pan with nonstick spray, lean beef of your choice, and then you're going to cook it on high heat for as long as it takes to be brown. After it's brown, then you're going to add your favorite taco spice seasoning. Mix and coat well until it's done. Ready to make the high protein nacho cheese. 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, I use the Nancy's. 1/4 of a cup of cheddar cheese, or you can use Velveeta. 2 tablespoons of half and half or a milk of your choice. Then 1 teaspoon these Chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Microwave it on high for at least 60 seconds, sometimes 90 seconds depending on your microwave. Now you're ready to mix it up. If you're not picky, you can probably just whisk this together with a spoon or a fork, but it works a lot better if you have a mixer, an electric mixer. Make sure you add cold water sparingly to get the right consistency. It's going to come out a little thick, so a little bit of water goes a long way. Now you're ready to make your plate for serving. Quick note. Remember the grams I was talking about earlier. This is the same sweet potato after it's cooked. As you can see, it's 195 grams or 6.8 ounces. That's why it's important. If you would have logged that as the raw weight, your calories would have been less, but you're really consuming more than what you think. So just make sure you account for the water loss in things like potatoes and in beef. Same thing with this russet potato. If you remember, its raw weight was 289 grams or so it lost over 100 grams in the cooking process. You got your macros all logged and right, so you're ready to make your plate. Top with the cheese, cooked beef, and chives, and enjoy.